The never-ending Dragon Ball hype train continues, and that's because we just got some brand new information about the 20th Dragon Ball anime film. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about this and even see some brand new visuals which are attached to this movie, I'll put a link to that article in the description box below. But basically, we finally know what this entire movie is going to be all about. In fact, it's going to take place directly after the end of the Tournament of Power arc, which is currently wrapping up in the Dragon Ball Super anime series. And people are flipping out about this. Not only is this one of the most hyped battles in the entire history of the series, but it's going to potentially open up another brand new pantheon of amazing stories, characters, and amazing anime fights, and I frankly cannot wait to see it unfold. But we still don't really know that much about what this movie series is going to lead to. Is it just going to be one single film? Are there going to be sequels directly after that? Is it going to lead to a brand new anime series? These are all questions that we want answered, but we're not going to get them quite yet. What we are going to get is a little bit more information about this film, what it's going to be about. So, Akira Toriyama just put out this press release about this movie, and it's going to take place directly after the Tournament of Power. It's going to wrap up some of the things that happened at the end of that arc, and then we're finally going to get some new stuff, which is going to involve some backstory on not just the Saiyans, but Frieza as well. And this is really intriguing to me, as it looks like Frieza is going to be sticking around for the long term, and he might even have some sort of strong connection to the Saiyans themselves. I don't know what that's going to be and what it's going to delve into, but I have a feeling that it's going to be absolutely insane, and it kind of goes along with a theory of mine for how Dragon Ball Super is actually going to end, and how this is all basically prepping us for what is maybe going to be the greatest Dragon Ball movie of all time. The only other information that we have about the film is that apparently there's going to be a strong opponent of some kind. We don't know who that is, what this opponent's going to be, or even how they're going to possibly stand a chance against Goku, which currently at this point in the series, he seems nigh unstoppable. But in the Dragon Ball world, we know that that glass ceiling is always growing higher. Just something else for our characters to explode through as they get even more powerful. So honestly, I'm really hyped to see where this is actually all going to be going. We also have some imagery which is attached to this movie, which is like the most classic image of Goku that I've seen in a long time. It's basically Goku from the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. That's kind of the art style it looks like that they're going for. Just regular Goku, black hair, just classic. And he also happens to have the power pole, which is something we never really see him use anymore, and honestly, I think they should implement it a lot more in the series, if only getting to see him actually use it. I mean, when you see like a really hardcore martial artist using like a bow staff or something, it looks really awesome. Combine that with Dragon Ball, and you can honestly get some amazing action scenes out of it, so I'm really hoping they'll get to do something with that. Either that, or it's just an image to sort of reflect on the amazing nostalgic factor that is Dragon Ball Z, and how it resonates with fans around that world. I mean, just the image of Goku with a power pole. It's just so freaking classic. Another cool detail about this film is that Tatsuya Nagamine is going to be involved with the film. He was the director of One Piece Film Z, and he was also the director of Dragon Ball Super Episode 77. So the guy does have some experience with Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama is also going to be overseeing the films, and probably the characters and their designs. I think that's going to be freaking awesome. But what is this movie going to be all about? Well, let's go ahead and just jump into some spoiler territory. If you don't want any spoilers for what could potentially happen at the end of Dragon Ball Super, leave the video now and come back when it's all done, because I'm about to talk about some big spoilers for the finale of the series. So, here we go. So, my first initial theory was that it was all going to end Goku versus Jiren, Frieza is somewhere on the battlefield and just biding his time. Goku is probably going to defeat Jiren, it's going to be all freaking awesome, and then suddenly, Frieza comes back, stops Jiren, and ends up being the default winner of the Tournament of Power, and because he's the winner, he also gets a wish with the Super Dragon Balls. What's he gonna wish for? To be basically God Frieza, the most powerful being in all of existence, which is going to lead to him basically usurping the throne, again, as the most evil and powerful villain of the series, leading to what is going to be the biggest conflict, with Goku having to team up with all respective universes to take down Frieza and his massive godlike army. I think that would be a ridiculous, over-the-top, and extreme finale for the series, and for me it's perfect, because I think Frieza is still the best villain of the series. They can introduce hundreds of new characters, new villains that are stronger than Frieza, but they'll never have that just amazing villainous factor that he carried with him. He's still one of my favorite anime villains of all time, and that's because he's just so deliciously evil. He loves to be bad, and to see him reach that next level of strength, I honestly think would be pretty freaking awesome, if only to get to see God Frieza fight against Ultra Instinct Goku and fighting across multiple galaxies at once. It could truly be one of the most epic things. Either that, or it literally is just me talking like a geek and sounding like I'm talking about a fanfic. All I know is I think it would be really cool to see, but I'm really happy for anything that they're going to give us at this point, because Dragon Ball Super has become such a fun part of my life. I look forward to the show every week, and just know that it's going to come to an end soon is kind of disappointing, especially because they did confirm that yes, Dragon Ball Super is done. The story is not necessarily done because we have new movies coming out, but they haven't announced any new anime quite yet. I'm really hoping this is going to lead to something, however, or to at least a definitive finale for the entire Dragon Ball franchise. But, you know, considering how many characters they've introduced and all these new universes and concepts, like, they could really keep the show going on for a long time, forever, if they really wanted to. And you know they would want to, as the show is incredibly profitable with people, with all of the ridiculous merchandise that they sell in Japan, action figures, t-shirts, lunchboxes, cereal, the whole nine, all the Dragon Ball fighting games. I want more Dragon Ball FighterZ characters coming out. I want a sequel to that game. Frankly, I just want more Dragon Ball. It seems like when I finally started really appreciating the series for what it was and enjoying it for what it was, it finally decided to call it quits, so I really hope this is not going to be the end of that franchise. They do mention that the Dragon Ball Super manga version is going to continue, and I don't know if this is a direct translation or what they're really trying to say, but it might even go beyond the stories that we've seen in the anime version, or they're at least going to elaborate on them a lot more. They could make the Tournament of Power so completely different in the manga version if they want to, and they're almost certainly going to do just that. But I'm really interested to see what that's going to lead to. If they do go off on their very own story, though, that's going to bring up the big conflict of which story is actually canon, the anime or the manga version. For me, personally, I consider the anime version the story of Dragon Ball Super. The manga version still does a lot of things better, but still, I love the anime version. It just gives me that good, old-school, super excited, coming home from school, watching Toonami feeling that I absolutely love and is almost impossible to capture, and I just want more. Still, this is some solid information on Dragon Ball Super, or the brand new Dragon Ball movie, and I'm very excited to see where it's actually going to be headed, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. What do you think about the announcement of this film and some more of the story details? Are you excited by them? Are you disappointed by them? Would you like to see a brand new Dragon Ball series after Super, or a brand new movie series? Basically, just tell me all of your thoughts about all of this news in the comments section. Keep the discussion going, and make sure to stay tuned to the channel for more details on the 20th Dragon Ball film. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball videos, and I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay down there, baby.